We're at USA MedBed Hospital Direct Medical. We're looking at the top three foam mattress hospital beds that are available right now in the used refurbished marketplace. And we sell hospital beds from Stryker, Hill Rom, Linet. We're going to go through, actually, we do have four. So even though the video is based for the top three, we're going to throw in a fourth one there just for you to look at. Now, basically, these are full functional hospital beds. Many times what happens is that people get out of the hospital or they get into a home care situation where they've got something like this, and this is spring, not real comfortable, doesn't give you a lot of support, and then you have limited functions here. Now this one here actually has power up and down, so if it has power up and down, that's technically what determines a semi-electric bed from a full electric. But many times with the insurance providers, you're going to have a crank right there to raise the bed. All these beds, and including the ones in the photos right now, have a chair position. And that chair position is going to make it much more comfortable to be in bed. You're going to have, every one of these beds is going to have a solid bed pan, so you have solid support and full functionality. So basically with the chair position, just so folks kind of understand, when the person is sitting upright, it does help increase the recovery process. So being upright is good for bodily circulation. It's obviously much more comfortable, better to eat. We've got this rail opened up here in the middle, so you can see we can put an over the bed table in there. Somebody could be sitting down very comfortably and basically, make it a much more enjoyable recovery process while they're in the hospital bed. So there's two primary types of hospital beds, or two primary things you're going to look for with a hospital bed. First is foam, and the second is air mattress. Foam mattress, primarily, people are still moving around, still getting up and down. But when you're dealing with an air mattress system, those are for primarily people that are spending the majority of time in bed. So this video is going to cover the top selling, the best options we have for hospital beds with a foam mattress. And we're going to start off right here with one of the all-time favorites, which is the Stryker Secure 2 hospital bed. Now, this is a great bed, very durable, very reliable. It's what we would call second generation. So there's two versions that have come out since this one has come out. Stryker makes now a PQD bed, which is not really going to be available because it's such a new bed. And then there's the other one here, which is the Stryker Secure 3. So there are some minor changes that you'll see with the bed, primarily with the rail design. The base frame of it, for the most part, is pretty much the same. And some minor changes with the what we call the nurse's station. Now, one thing about all the Stryker beds that we have, or the 2s and the 3s, is that you have the features down here in what we call their control panel. And that control panel basically is going to include Trendelenburg, reverse Trendelenburg. And for anybody not familiar with that term, Trendelenburg basically is angling the bed at a different angle. So you can angle it with the head above the feet, and that's usually primarily for cardiac-related patients. And they want, normally in a hospital, you to be 30 degrees or higher above your feet, so your chest is 30 degrees higher. So you have Trendelenburg. Reverse Trendelenburg, where your feet are over your head, is really easy for helping people shimmy back up to the top of the bed, which is probably not its primary use. But if we go here and look at the Secure 3, this position right here is going to be really ideal also for people with swelling of the feet, gout, those types of things, to help recirculate some of that. And then you do have a chair position here. Now, any bed that has Trendelenburg will do a chair position. A chair position is basically this feature with the head and foot section up. So even though the Secure 2 doesn't technically have a chair position, it can go into a chair position. It does actually have one here. It says cardiac chair, just a little different, but some of the early Secure 2s didn't have it, but they all go into a chair position. So the Stryker Secure 2 and Stryker Secure 3 are probably the best two selling beds that we have with foam mattresses. And these are very durable, very reliable. They also have on the outside rail full set of controls for the caregiver on the outside here. And then you have controls on the inside of the rail for the patient. So you're going to have controls for the patient. And then one of the things that this bed can do, which I do like a lot, is it does have what I call an inverted rail. So basically what you can do is you can open this rail up so that the person can get out in the middle and basically have a handrail to hang on to. And I'm over 200 pounds. I can do dips off these rails. They're very sturdy, very solid. Um, and they can also be dropped completely down underneath the bed. So if you need to get in and out of the bed, but you can see what I've done is I've opened this one up a little bit. This one's closed. You can see that one's a little bit tighter. So that can basically keep the person in bed. But when it comes to exiting the bed, you can open this up one section, open that one up one section, and then the people can basically grab onto the rails to get in and out of bed to give them support. These beds are made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Stryker's just really a great company. I mean, I really like Stryker products. I like everything about their company. I like the ownership. I like the way that they work. And they've really done a great job in maybe the last 10 or 15 years, really gaining a large part of market share when it comes to their hospital beds in hospitals. Now, Hill Rom and Stryker are the primary two that you're going to see. The other thing about these is that the Stryker Secure 3, what they did, you can actually take the foam mattress off this. I'm not going to get too far into this, but you can take the foam mattress off and you can replace it with an air mattress. On the Secure 3, you've got a bar right here that you can hang the pump from. On the 2, you don't have that. So on the 2, you kind of have to put it over. So if there's ever a time you say, you know what, we'll start with foam, we can go to air later, the Secure 3 is probably a better option. You can do it with the 2, but when you do it with the 2, you're going to basically block the nurse's station. Not that you still can't get controls on the side, you can, but primarily speaking, that would be the top 2 right there. My favorite 2 best sellers are going to be the Stryker Secure 2, Stryker Secure 3, and then you can put various foam mattresses and or air mattresses on them. Now, another bed that's going to get a little bit of attention here is the Linet bed. It's called the Eleganza, and the Eleganza also is going to have a scale, and it also does have bed exit alarm. For home care, the scale is usually important just because sometimes you need to know how much medicine to give somebody. You want to monitor their weight. These are popular for what we call post-acute care. So after somebody gets out of a hospital, they're not quite ready to go home, but in a post-acute care situation, they would still have a place where they would go where they're getting, pretty much regular 24-hour care from a nurse of some type. Now, the Linet bed is actually made over in the Czech Republic. It's a German-engineered bed, and Linet, in maybe the last 6, 7, 8 years, has really started coming into the bed market, and so you're going to start seeing more of these come out. Now, the only thing about the Linet bed is that it's made in centimeters and not inches, so you're going to have it now as it's 35 inches instead of 36. Most every bed that's made in the United States or U.S. based is going to be a 36-inch bed. And the only reason I say that is that if you are to upgrade to an air mattress system with a Linet bed, it's going to be more difficult because most air mattress systems are made at 36-inch. Technically, you can get it in there, but it's going to be tight. So if you're going to get the Linet bed, it's probably best if you really foam mattress. It's a little bit lighter. It's going to be a little bit less expensive, but it is a great option for people that are out there looking for a bed for home care. And we sell a lot of these beds for home care, long-term care, and we also sell a lot of beds from a lot of beds with air mattress systems as well. In fact, you can see here that we've got some of the best beds that you can buy right now are the Hill Rom Progressive beds. Those are air mattress beds. We have the Hill Rom Total Care Sports, and then we have 1840s. We got some beds back here behind that I'm going to get to because one of our best-selling and top-selling beds is actually the Hill Rom Versacare. Now, the Versacare bed comes with a foam and or an air mattress system, and the air mattress system is connected into the bed frame. So this is another bed that has a lot of benefits. This would definitely be our number 4 bestseller. When Hill Rom made this bed, what they did is they equipped it with foam or air. You can see this one here has the air, but we have plenty in stock that have foam. But it allowed hospitals to do something called standardize the bed. And basically, what that means is that the hospital could buy one bed model. Everybody would know how to use the bed, and some would have foam and some would have air. Air basically being ICU, and foam is what they call med surge. But this has the ability to stretch the legs in and out. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit longer, you can stretch the bed out. You can also bring the foot in if you need to stretch out your feet. And then you also have the Trendelenburg, the chair, and they actually call it here boost. But boost is basically bringing somebody back up to the top of the bed that's sliding down to the bottom of the bed. And you'll notice that in many cases, when the head section goes up, sometimes it has a tendency to put people down. But the one thing also about the Versacare bed that's real nice is that it sits low to the ground. Like the chair position on this bed is very low. So this bed is really used a lot by long-term care. When Hill Rom made the bed, they made it with a lower bed frame than other beds that they had made previously. The Advanta and the advanced beds were 17 inches off the ground. These are basically 13 to 17 inches, and they have a U-shaped bedpan, so you get down into a lower position, make it easier to get out, especially for people in a wheelchair. If you're in a wheelchair getting out of bed, you want to be able to drop down into the bed. You don't want to have to lift yourself up into the bed. So, if that's the situation, then that would be, one reason you might look at a Versacare. The other thing about the Versacare bed, I'm just going to raise it up. It's got actuator motors, which are super quiet. And they're very durable and very, very, very reliable. I mean, actuator motors really are probably the best motors you can put into a bed. And like I said, all the foam mattress beds have a chair. You can see with the ICU beds, the Progressa and the Hill Rom Total Care Sport, that those have chair positions where your feet touch the ground. All these other bed models, you do have a chair, so you're sitting upright, but it's going to be a little bit more where you're still getting in and off the side of the bed. Little different rail design here too. This is a pick up and drop down rail system right here. So unlike the Secure where you're opening out and using it as a handrail, this one is just a straight up and down. And for the most part, they're all going to be full electric. They all have all the same features. These are the best-selling bed models that we offer. And like I said, Stryker and Hill Rom both do not sell these beds into homes. So neither one of these companies has a home care division any longer. So if you're looking to get a real hospital-grade bed, you have to go into a secondary market, which would be somebody like us that sells these beds. And normally what happens is that, people get back from the hospital and they got this and they're going to say, okay, that's probably not going to work. We're going to need something a little bit more, just a little bit more comfortable and maybe a little bit more professional, hospital grade. So that's where we come in. We have locations in San Diego, California, Richmond, Virginia, and we can ship the beds and deliver the beds anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world, basically. But in the United States, we do deliveries all the time from Virginia up into New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and down in the Carolinas and Florida. We're doing deliveries right now into the Chicago area, Ohio, and then San Diego obviously can do all of Southern California, Los Angeles, Orange County, Riverside County. We do a lot of stuff out there that'll go into Phoenix, Arizona, and then also up into San Francisco, Sacramento, San Jose, and up and down the West Coast up there. So if you're looking for a hospital bed and you're trying to figure it out, I know that a lot of times what happens is that people get a call from the hospital. They'll say, hey, you know what, your family member is going to be discharged tomorrow or the next day. You've got a couple days to get this figured out. They usually kind of drop it on your lap last minute. We're used to that. Not that we can always get it there in a short period of time, but a lot of times we're working on a very short time frame to try to get a bed out to somebody. And, we've been doing this now for about 15 years. We sell hospital beds by the thousands. Unlike a lot of companies where the beds are online and it's a generic picture, we actually stock, carry inventory, know the beds very well. And there's bed models that are not in here right now simply because they're not reliable. They break down a lot. and we just don't want to carry them. So after all the years of doing this, I can tell you that these are the three best or the four best top selling hospital beds with a foam mattress that you can get. And if you're looking for more information, give us a call. You can reach us in Virginia at 540-327-7376. You can reach us in California at 858-263-4894. And you can also go to our website, the number one hospitalbeds.com. We also have a new website, which is hospitalbedshop.com. So if you're looking for top selling hospital bed models, give these three a look. Go to our sites for more information or give us a call. We're happy to always help you out. And we're always available, usually Monday through Friday and on weekends. Number one hospital beds, USA MedBed, Hospital Direct Medical. Give us a call, and thanks for watching our video on our top selling hospital bed models.